Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of April 20th through the 26th. And during that time, we'll have a waning gibbous moon that moves into the last quarter on the 21st, and then waning crescent energy. So that last quarter moon, that is a really good time of reflection, really releasing what no longer serves us, and preparing for new beginnings. So letting go, kind of looking back on what you've just been doing, and taking responsibility for things, and kind of learning. And so you want to move forward with a clear vision. That waning crescent energy then is a time of surrender, rest, and healing, and just getting ready for the new cycle ahead of us. So please keep those moon energies in mind as you're moving through your week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Gemini. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, Gemini, your overall message card for this reading: the energy is gaining momentum. All right, let's see what the Gemini Collective has going on for the week. And Gemini, since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel, and it's super, super easy for you to do. So I will give you just a moment to do that right now. Thank you so, so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I do appreciate you. So thank you so much. All right, Gemini, April 20th through 26th. And my weekly reminder, Gemini, this week is to get out in nature. And that means just go take a walk in the woods if you can, maybe a beautiful park, or find an area with a lovely view, and just really take the time and stop and connect with the miracle of nature. Maybe study a tree or a plant for longer than you normally would. Maybe feed the birds a little bit. Something I love to do. It's about time here to put out my hummingbird feeder, so I'll probably get on that this week. But just really get out and enjoy the miracle of nature. Just close your eyes and just really connect just for a little bit. That is just my reminder for the week. We've got cards flying all over the place, which of course we are going to take. All right, Gemini, your overall energy for this week is the Hermit card. So maybe time for you to go within a little bit. This is a time of reflection. Like I said, when it comes to that moon energy. So it's a really good time to just kind of go within and think about things, do a little bit of inner searching. If you have decisions that are coming up or things that are changing in your life, it's really time to go within and rely on your inner vision and your just things that you've already learned in life, and how would you apply those to the things that you have going on right now in your life. Your current situation is the King of Wands. So sitting in energy where you have a knowledge about a passion, and what are you going to do with that passion? What is it that you love, and what is it that drives you? But you're really, thinking about those things and really deep thought this week, which is pretty awesome. At the root of your situation is the Justice card. So some sort of truth that's coming to mind for you. That you're sitting in this area of kind of just perfect order. This is a dignity and virtue and grace. This is being very insightful and in a place of just nice equilibrium. You've got those balanced scales there. So really, really nice energy here. In your recent past, looks like you've had some sort of change here with the Ten of Swords. So this is kind of our card of done and time for a reboot. So you're coming through some sort of cycle where something's kind of wrapping up for you, and it looks like you're looking ahead to the future. Again, you're kind of doing this internally, just thinking inside on how you want to move forward, and it looks like you're doing it in these very um masculine controlled manners here. Of this, again, this Justice card, this King of Wands, these are very strong personalities in the tarot deck. And then we're going to come here on the Ten of Pentacles. So this is what's on your mind this week, and you've really, this is kind of this is building wealth and security, and how to and kind of longevity, and how are things moving towards your future. So I just look at all of the red on the colors. I love when the cards start to come out and you see these different colors kind of evolving here, and there's just so much red, and which just kind of speaks to me of kind of just authority. So whatever energy that you've got going on, it's gaining momentum. It's things and the things that you're thinking about and decisions that you're making that are good for your future. It's on your mind, your ultimate future here, wealth and security. What is just ahead of you is Knight of Pentacles. So this is taking some sort of action in the way of, your material world or finances. For some of you, this could be, making extra money. It's something that you do, some sort of side hustle or something that comes in, but it's some sort of action in that way. But this could also be just some sort of home improvement project that you take on. It's something having to do with your material world and action within that world. In your advice position this week is the Queen of Wands. So not only the King of Wands, which is our card of kind of understanding that suit, understanding the passions that drive you, the things that just really, get you excited to get up in the morning. But now the Queen of Wands is now the understanding of that. And so not only the knowledge, but kind of the, emotional side and the, just kind of the feminine side of that. So understanding that what it is that drives you, but also what drives others around you. It's kind of doing that thinking where it's again more maternal, not that in and the paternal thoughts on this is kind of like knowledge. I'm going to learn this thing, but this is kind of the applying of it. So, and that's in your advice position. So, apply those things that you're learning and the things that about the passion, the things that really drive you. What's beyond your control this week is the Two of Cups. So this is coming together in some sort of partnership, and this could be about, this passion that drives you. This might be involving someone else, or talking to someone else about it, and just maybe kind of, maybe even seeking advice about it. I want to take some sort of action in this passion that's driving me. I'm done. I'm putting this, this thing behind me, and I want to move forward in this energy of having, again, some sort of action when it comes to it. This could be, again, if this is like a home improvement, this is consulting someone, who's just done this kind of remodel, or maybe you want to buy a new car. You're going to consult with someone who just bought a new car, what's out there. So it's kind of, coming together with someone on that same level to kind of learn from them and gain information. So that's beyond your control that person will kind of appear. Make sure you talk to that person. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Knight of Wands. So, our Knight of Wands is kind of doing something kind of at a steady clip. This is an action card. Again, we're talking about passion. And, are you trying to avoid moving forward in this thing, or is it your secret desire to move forward at a little bit more of a better pace? So only you can answer that. That's the position of the card for you this week is, what is the pacing that you want to take when it comes to this passion and moving forward with this Knight of Pentacles. Again, your energy is gaining momentum. So you've gone inward in something and thought about it. This could just be an idea that you've had, and you think, this idea, maybe I could make some money. This could go towards, this building this wealth and security. I'm in a good stable place to do that. So this question here is, how quickly do you want to move forward? And are you avoiding, is that kind of that fear of moving too quickly on it? Or is it your secret desire to, like, hey, let's pick up the pace on this? In your outcome position is the Four of Wands. So the outcome is that you're going to be successful in this. This is your yes. This is, this is like a celebration of things. This is a joyful gathering. And that's in your outcome. So whatever the situation is for you, again, this energy is gaining momentum. You're in a good place because you've just let go of something. Just let go of something, and it's almost this is sword energy. So this is almost like an intellectual letting go of maybe some thoughts that were in there, and you're not thinking those anymore, which is pretty awesome. What's being hidden from you this week is the Four of Pentacles. So this is stability. So it seems like that's kind of hidden from you, even though it's there. It's not something that you're really going to think about. Again, you want to take some sort of action instead of thinking, oh, let's do the thing that the stable, or the thing that would bring me the most stability. It's almost like you want to take a little bit of a risk, and I see this here with both of these knights. These knights are moving forward, and then these are action cards. Do you want to move forward quickly, or are you trying to, again, kind of take this at a slower pace? That's your big question for the week, Gemini. All right, let's get a final message here. I'm looking over to see if there's anything that I've missed. Got a couple of tens there. Yeah. Is that one a nine too? A couple of nines, couple of tens. Yeah, I feel like you're just kind of in a you're it seems like you're in kind of a transitional phase where you're moving from one thing to another, and in a positive, in a very positive way, in a way that you're going to be able to celebrate at some point. When I look at what if these cards are looking where and at who, these two right here kind of looking towards your past. Here we've got a lot looking towards your future. This one's kind of evaluating your past and I guess making that decision. So very interesting there, Gemini. Looks like you're making some moves somewhere in your life. Again, tarot is a template. Could be different for a lot of you. For some of you, this is, making a change about a job. This could be, again, making a moving forward with some sort of some sort of side hustle. This could be moving forward in a relationship. So there's just so many different ways that this can be interpreted in different ways of your life, but you're definitely thinking and moving forward. And I think yeah, your important thing this week too is to watch for this person that comes through with, I believe, some sort of wisdom here for you. In whatever area this is for you, like I said, if you're doing some sort of home remodel, there's someone in your path that you need to talk to this week. If you're making some sort of, other change somewhere, there's just someone there that you need to reach out to, and that maybe, so just keep your ears open. It would be my advice. Someone's going to say something that's like, oh, I was just looking into that thing, or that's something I'm working on in my own life. And can I ask you a few questions about that? So watch for that person. That's what I'm saying. Okay, final words here. Gemini, ask with sincerity. So when you do meet with this person and whoever this is, be sincere about it and really listen to them. Listen to the wisdom that they have, because there's someone coming into your path that knows kind of where you are right now, and they will give you all the advice you want. People are usually very nice about that if you just ask them. Face your adversaries is your other card. So and this could be right here. Your adversaries are these thoughts from the past, these thoughts that you're trying to get rid of, this old way of thinking, and move into this new way of thinking, this new way of, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. You're going to let your passions and the things that you love really, really drive you. And whatever these other things were, it's just static. It's stuff to kind of there to distract you. That's really the feeling I get with this card. So once again, watch for that person that comes in. They're going to be able to offer you some sort of wisdom, ask with sincerity, and then really, Gemini, take the time to listen to them. I know Geminis, you guys tend to be kind of impatient, a little talkative. Just saying. Just be quiet. Listen, see what that person has to say to you. So, Gemini, I really appreciate your time here with me today. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use for your week, something in a positive manner. Please leave a comment if you're comfortable and let me know what you're going through. Let me know if any of this makes sense to you, or if you have any sorts of questions, I would love to answer this for you also. I do post readings every week, so come back next week and we'll see if this message continues or if there's just a completely new energy here for you next week. Also, if you like my reading style, of course, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel, and I appreciate you so, so much for that. And most importantly, it'll help you find me next week. So, Gemini, thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.